Four, about the time or even the venue. And number five, flying blind. We are not after the birds that are flying, but this means, take note, you will find this in your exam. Flying blind, what's the meaning? It means that you are physically present, you are looking at the speaker, but actually your mind is wandering. Maybe you're thinking, oh, this afternoon I will be hanging out with my friend. I will go to the mall, or maybe I'll go to buy grocery items. So you're there, but you're not listening. So that's the meaning of physically present. You're looking at the speaker, then you are really mentally absent. What are you going to do? You have to look, to listen, and to understand what the speaker is trying to say. So these are do's and don'ts in that group presentation. Summarize the key points. Choose 3 or 4 points very important from the presentation. Express the important message. What is the message that you are going to give to the audience? Use a powerful quote. Tell a story that is really relevant or important to your report. Give a visual image. Then number 6 is stop. If you forgot something which you did not tell to the viewers, do not anymore go back to that, to the beginning, but rather stop, never mind. Because you ended up already. Do not say, I'm going to tell about this because, no, do not say that anyway. They don't know what you are reporting. When you stop, when you ended, that's it. That's enough. So choose the best leader in your group and explain the main topics in order to determine how you will work together to express these points. You know that already? You will never get your leader if you don't trust. So you got your leader because you trust her or him that she or he can lead the group. Get a clear idea of exactly what each person in the group will do at the presentation. I know already that each of you is given a topic or a chance to have your part here. So I'm expecting that you will do it. And lastly, the leader will summarize about the presentation. And we know what is a summary of your script. It must be brief and concise. Brief, short, that is understandable. Okay? It's all about your team presentation. As I told you, it's too late to give you this because I must have given you this long before. But it's only now that it was given because that is according to the units that we are studying. A stylish theme slides that sets the right tone. The easiest way to introduce your team is to use a theme slide. Okay, no need to explain. Quotes from the team. Quotes are another effective way to introduce your team. Quotation or saying from the team. Organizational charts to present team structure. You have an organizational charts to this from head to down. That is what we call the organizational charts. And even in the company or even at school, you always have an organizational charts. Number 1, we have a panel presentation. A panel is a format in which the presenter talks to each other in addition to the audience. It's not only the audience can participate, but even your members. Panel presentation. You can have there, you can have chairs. If you have your audience and you have the stage, you can form, if you are 6 in all, you can have chairs. And then you are talking to one another. Then, number 2, you have public forum. You know what is public forum? It refers to your audience. Oral report by group leader. So your group leader has really an important thing to do in this. A group leader is also a good follower. If you want to be a good leader, you must be also a good servant of all. So you say a group leader can be a member, and a member can also be a group leader. Then you also have symposium. So the symposium is just like has a similarity about the panel presentation. You can have a talk with one another, and when having that, you have your audience, you can invite them to participate. Okay? Understood easily. It doesn't mean that you will use an English high-sounding words. You're already very good. Not that. The more your words are simple, the better. Because you can connect to the viewers right away. Don't read word by word from your script. I told you that in reading or even in memorizing the part, if you will forget one word, you will forget all. That's mechanical. But if you understand what you are reporting, you can say it in your own words. So that is the goal why we have these presentations. Don't read aloud from your text in your slide. Self-explanatory. I don't need to repeat that. Don't use complete sentences in your slides. Maybe you can just say something and explain, that's it. Don't speak with a too low or monotonous voice. So you observe that rising and falling intonation. That is very important, and how you talk to your audience face to face. That's really needed, class. And I don't mind because your sections, really your students, your classmates here, are really very good. Some of you really some. But I can say not all, some only. And never compare your grades with your classmates, because you have your own individual differences. Ito man technical. The other one. And the problems that we are going to meet in this presentation, you know that already technical difficulties, even in my apartment, we are having sometimes, but they are already warning us. We will have 15 minutes problem. So technical problems, it cannot be avoided. And even with your mobile phone or laptop, you can have that also. And that is natural. Number 2, distracted attendees. In our audience, as you can see, there are viewers who are talking with each other with a loud voice and shouting. So others are being distracted. What are you going to do with this? Are you going to stop? Are you going to call them? Of course, no. Just go on. You're doing your job. Just don't attend to them, because some of them are just catching your attention. So that's very impolite. But you have to understand people. Another one, we have the impersonal experience. So those are the challenges. The next one, lack of engagement. For us to know them, never start without any introduction. That is very important, because the viewers really do not know you. And then the topic as well, you have to tell them. Okay? The next one, we have, okay, if you have said it once or too much contents, it refers to many topics or many details. Don't feel Let's start with too much contents. Don't read from the slides, because if you keep on reading, you don't have any more attention to look at the viewers. You will just read. So from time to time, you can read, but not all. Sometimes you will forget also, because we are not really good in memorizing, not like this computer, but at least we should not read. Do not read from the slides. The next one. I know that some of you are very good in computers. So it says, I'm not the one saying that, but the author, avoid using too much technical terms, because there are times that your listener really does not understand also what is the term that you use. It's good if your viewers are good in technical terms. So some, including myself, I know only some terms, but not all. So limit presentation. You have seen what Ted have presented. The first audience, you can see there that they were all sleeping because of the duration. When I say duration, it's the time. Imagine if you will be presenting 15 minutes, then keep on repeating what you are presenting. Even the people who are there, focus on that. Do not insert anymore another topic. Then number 2, plan the structure. You know what the structure is. And 3, you can tell a story. A story that will be planted to their minds, or maybe they can never forget. It must be a personal or relevant to the story, to the topic that you are presenting. And number 4, keep a conversational tone. When I said conversational tone, it's not monotonous. You observe the punctuations that I told you about the rising and falling intonation. And please time your speech. Because it is a group presentation, I know that it will last maybe for 7 minutes, but don't make it very long, for it's not good to the listener. Sometimes they are already bored if you keep on repeating what you have presented. So try to make it interesting. Okay, the next one is practice or rehearsal. You know already what is that? Practice, practice, and practice. I know you can do it. And another thing, as much as possible, do not read your script. You can glance once in a while, but do not read. Because if you will be reading all throughout, you cannot look at the audience anymore. And you cannot talk to them. Remember, number 4, keep a conversational tone, as if you are talking to your viewers face to face. That's it. So you know already what is a monotone voice. You do not observe the punctuations that you know. But I believe because you are section 1, you know how to do that. And that is the last, do not read. Do not also memorize. Because if you memorize it, if you miss one word or two sentences, you can go back to that. But if you understand what you are reporting, it's very easy to insert some words, synonyms to what you are thinking of. So that's it. This is the things that you must do for the presentation. If we have the do's in the presentation, we also have the things which you shouldn't do. And we're going to go to that topic which is about the things that you shouldn't do. By the way, class, if it will be approved, your exam will be in Socrates. So all of the questions that I made were multiple choices, and then true or false only. Before, but I did not give you this. It's only now that you will have your final presentation. So I'm not worried about that because you were able to do that. To seek out and report information concerning a text that will be valuable. So it's about the report that we are going to do today. The presentation will provide an introduction to the work. Of course, we will describe what you are going to present today. The next, help others in the class identify what is interesting, controversial, artistic about the text. So here, you can also have a chance to ask your members what they understood from what you have said. So it's really nice that you have this group presentation. Okay. Why hook? Hook the audience at the beginning. Every good speech entices. You look at the word hook, entices. Entices the listener at the beginning of the speech. You know, you're gonna catch a fish without, when you are having, when you are catching a fish, you use this hook. There is food there so that you can get another fish. So here, in our presentation, hook the audience. It means that you have to catch the attention of the audience. Entices, to attract the listener. And maybe you can give a very good quotation, a very good introduction. So that is the meaning of hook the audience in a way. If the audience will see that you're active, you're alert, as if you are not having a monotonous voice, oh, they will be happy looking at you and will be interested. They will not sleep. Number 2, introduce the team. You have done that already. Then write the transition. Utilize visual aids well. You know that. Share the work with other members. Remember that you are not the only one talking. You have to share the work with other members because I believe that before you report, you have already talked with one another about the report that you are going to do. Build in a strategic process. Pay attention. When your member is talking, you have to pay attention so that if she or he will forget something, you can help. Yeah, help your member. So it's very nice that there is a teamwork in this group presentations. And I'm very sure you will do this even when you are in 3rd year and 4th year. So very important to have a teamwork. Identify the issues. What's wrong? It may be your microphone. It may be your laptop. It may be your speaker. So that is one of the issues. Number 2, understand everyone's interest. You ask me again, teacher, how do I know to understand everyone's interest? I also do not know that. But of course, if you know that your topic is really interesting, you can see and you can feel how it really looks like, then that's it. The next one, list the possible solution. What are the solutions to the problem? We all know that there are solutions to the problem. So it's about the technical problems. You can arrange that, you can fix. Then evaluate the options. Here, there's also an evaluation. And select your option. Document the agreement. Agree on plan, monitoring, and evaluation. Remember class, I will not give you an enumeration, only true or false, and that is self-explanatory. If the statement is correct, you write true, and if it is false, of course, you write F. You can see the instruction, and I hope it will be approved that Socrates. I do not tell you that I'm lazy checking your paper, but of course, when they check there in IT, opposite to the score, there is already a percentage. So we'll not compute it anymore. will just add to your present grades, and I think most of you will get high score. We have already a tentative score